In the vastness of space, there is a mysterious planet unlike any other. This enchanted planet plays host to diverse climates, where life has played out in isolation from the rest of the galaxy for billions of years and produced some extraordinary results. And now, recent attempts at colonization have allowed us our first glimpse of the flora and fauna of this alien world. This is truly a wonderland of magic and discovery. And death. Horrible, fiery death. But also magic and discovery. I'm Sir Ian Higtonborough, and this is Shear Life. Bat rays are Shear's most abundant life form, with flocks of them inhabiting all corners of the planet. Seriously, you'll find these flockers flocking everywhere. These majestic bird-like creatures are commonly found resting on ground level and are easily startled, making them useful tools for tracking the movements of larger mammals. For scientific purposes, we tested how these creatures reacted to laser fire. Unsurprisingly, they died. Bat rays provide no real nourishment, but when consumed, taste a little bit like mud with some fish in it. Not much is known about the majestic Marsh Striders at the moment, mainly because the buggers are so bloody hard to catch. Come here, you little Social herbivores, the Marsh Striders often roam in packs and pose no threat at all to humans or native animal life alike. The Striders are low on Shear's food chain and make a tasty snack for the majority of the planet's carnivores. Striders taste a bit like chicken with a hint of smoky bacon, and their succulent meat has been known to cause increased movement speed in those who consume it. Striders are vulnerable to lasers, especially when they enter the body via their face.
I got you, support!
Terribly vicious but utterly majestic, reavers are best avoided if you are wandering Shear on your own. These small animals move like monkeys but look a lot like bats. If those bats had no wings and had just taken a shower in pure evil. Reavers tend to travel in packs and are easily agitated, especially if you disturb them close to a food source. We tested our lightning weapon on a lone reaver and it died, suggesting that reavers are vulnerable to lightning. Reaver meat is tough and stringy and tastes a little bit like how a deflated balloon would taste if you found it behind a radiator covered in a month's worth of dust. The meat of a reaver can help certain creatures regenerate their natural armor. Nothing is more majestic than the sight of a creature secreting blue crystals from its anus. Ah, there it goes. Absolutely marvellous display. This plucky crustacean is known as a Glacia Pod, and it produces huge amounts of this crystalline feces every day. Although not much is known about the chemical composition of these crystals, native wildlife that consumes them have been known to show an instant increase in armour and energy. When force-fed lasers, Glacia Pods vanish into thin air, leaving no corpse, so we have no real idea of how they would taste. I did eat some of the anus crystals though, and as I expected, they tasted like The mammoth bird is a flightless bird similar to the ostrich in build, but is ultimately much more majestic. Fleet of foot, the mammoth birds are great at outrunning predators, but if they get cornered, they can also unleash an electrical attack that stings like a bastard. When we tested lasers on the mammoth bird, it died. At first we thought it might be sleeping, so we shot it again right in the eyeball. And yes, it was definitely dead. It didn't blink or anything. When we feasted on its flesh later on, we found it tasted rather salty, with a hint of clown shoes. When we spotted a monster eating our leftovers, we observed a reduction in its attack cooldown time, which absolutely sucked and cost us the life of one of our cameramen. Rest in peace, Gerald. You will be missed. This dog-like creature we can see on the receiving end of an attack from a Goliath monster is a Steamodon. This majestic animal employs one of the most fascinating defense mechanisms I have ever witnessed in all my years as a zoologist, sending out bursts of acrid steam when threatened. The steam will burn the eyes and slow the movement of most living things, but the pain and discomfort can be reduced if the affected areas are soaked in urine. But please don't ask me how I found that out. We didn't get to test our firearms on a living Steamodon, but if this footage is anything to go by, if it can't handle a backhand from a stage 1 Goliath, it's not going to react all that well to a superheated laser bolt passing through its body. When eaten with some fava beans and a nice Chianti, Steamodon tastes a little bit like liver. And I'm afraid that's all we have time for in this episode of Shear Life. If you found this video educational, please do subscribe to this channel and join me for part 2 of Shear Life as we test out our lasers on some of Planet Shear's largest predators, so we can find out 1, if they die, and 2, what they taste like. Goodbye!